Now, how do everyone? Yes, we're up Monday, guys. Yes, into Monday night there. Back to the gardening scene there. Got my fantastic friends. It's just a great place to be. Thank you for joining us. Now, I did, just before we kind of go in, I did get a little warning off the software that I'm using, Riverside, that Amazon has been hitting with big outages there. So fingers crossed this goes all right. It hasn't hiccuped since we've been on. Jane's audio apparently sounds really good. So, Jane,
what can go wrong?
Who can tell?
Who can tell? And I don't look like a Simpson. Like I did last week. I was very yellow last week. Danny is, Danny, in
is
your
that
eyes.
where it's come from? Right. Are you well, Jane? Are you good?
Yes, thank you very much. I'm quite well. Quite enjoying the rainy weather.
Look what it is, I know. Audrey.
Yes.
Hello. Yes, nice to have you as well, as usual. Oh, Saltworth there, sticking, you know what I mean, keeping this show going as well. Thank you very much. Week in, week out.
Well, we're having a cool morning, so I don't know what that means long term, but there's a little frost on the windows, so at least it went down kind of cool. So we'll see. But it was 80 just the other day, so you know.
And Danny, are you sticking around this week, Danny? Are you just leaving as soon as I press record? Are you way out again?
Honestly, once I hit that 10,000 subscribers, it went to my head. It just went to my head too much. Honestly, I just thought I'm here. I don't know. It was just Sod's Law. I was just sat here, and I was thinking, this is just typical. I was just sat here waiting. It was just spinning around. And I got
the funny thing was, though, it was like 3 o'clock. You know, it wasn't
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock, internet off. How long did it last for?
Till 5:30, and my mobile and my internet is both Vodafone, so I couldn't even tether from it. I generally felt like I'd gone back about 50 years because I felt, it really shocked me. I felt so isolated. I thought, like, what do I do? Like, who do I contact? I couldn't contact nobody. I couldn't even look on Google or anything what was going on. I ended up calling my sister because you could make calls, and I just said, send me a pigeon when you find out what's happened. And it took about 2.5 hours for it to come back on. But you don't realize how easy, you rely on Wi-Fi.
Oh God, you realize how much, kind of. You know what I mean? So, well, it's lovely to have you all on. Thank you so much. I'm on the tea today. You know what I mean? So,
squash.
Fluffy.
Well, we've got beverage tea. I've even got a full air brew so I can fill up.
No Pepsi Max?
No, because it doesn't last. By the time we have your audio sorted out, I've drank it all.
There's no bubbles left.
So, what? Jane.
Yes.
Jane. Can I just show you something? Right?
God.
What's that?
Well,
that's nasty.
Best crop this year.
You're seeing that
to watch. That was so sad.
You are seeing that as, you can look at it gradually. I dug those up, and I have never seen anything like that before. I dug one up just beforehand, which was worse. And I threw it off into the compost bin thinking, that's a one-off. There won't be any more. These are carrots. And they're those posh ones.
I would not have said carrots there. I thought, remember that, we talked about it already, that big vegetable you can grow. I forget what it's called.
Mango wurzel.
I thought it was one of them, like a baby one of them.
Someone just thought they were organs. They just thought they were organs of some sort.
Why is it? That's horrific.
It really is horrific. It really, honestly. And if you look at the top of the carrots, if you can tell which one's the top, where the stalks are coming out, you can see that I planted them. I didn't thin them out. And I've done that before. I've just left them and they all grow alongside each other, and you pull ones out that are big enough and then the central one gets bigger, that old thing. And I'm looking at it now, I'm wondering if they got forced together and then exploded.
I think it maybe was to do with the heat as well, that they have split, haven't they, at some point?
But though, Danny, the ones that I dug some up in the other bed as well, which were the same variety, and they were tiny, but they were straight. So I was wondering about the watering, but somebody mentioned in my comments this morning, someone called Andrea very wisely said, it might be...
Give up.
Everyone said that. They've all said that's fair enough. But they said it might be that I've planted them next to celeriac. Maybe they're bad companion plants. And they're in the same family. So when I've looked up what you shouldn't plant next to, what you shouldn't put next to celeriac, carrots comes up.
Wow.
But even so, come on now.
Yeah.
They are the most horrific things, thankfully, I've ever grown, and hopefully I'll never have that again.
I had something similar in the summer happen to me, and all my big sunflowers, they were growing so well, and it honestly looked like someone had poured poison or something into the soil, and it was going down the sunflowers. And it turned out it was because I interplanted some spare fennel that I had.
Fennel,
yeah. It decimated them, absolutely decimated them. And the fennel were tiny as well, but yeah.
Well, it's funny, Danny. I had the opposite with my sunflower. These are the ones Audrey sent over, so make of what you will. But you could even see around this lovely sunflowers. Do you know what I mean? Like taller than me, loads of flower heads, but they just sucked the life out of everything around them.
Yeah.
And just had little puny. But then as the veg got further away, they were still healthy. Like this, it looked like the sunflower was just.
Sunflowers do that, don't they?
Allelopathy. They're allelopathic. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting.
Go on.
Sorry. That fennel is a real thug. Fennel's one of the ones that they say don't plant it near anything. So that could well be what's happened with your sunflowers, Danny.
Now, how do you plant fennel not near anything?
I know. I've got it near other flowers.
Raised beds, separate raised bed.
Yeah.
You can plant 5 in one raised bed.
Well, Audrey, you know me. 5's too many now. 5? Wouldn't dare plant 5, 3.
But Jane, back to your carrots. I had carrot root nematodes.
All right.
This year, and I think the other side of your carrots looked really gnarly.
Oh,
Looked like
Not
mine
good.
kind of looked like that.
Ah.
So, but it may not be. It may because you planted by celeriac. I don't know.
But it could be that they've attracted the same pests.
But it could be that, because they were damaged and diseased, they could have thought they're weak.
Yeah, and they were horrifying. I'm still scared to grow carrots again. It was the thing nightmares are made of.
See, I've never had... They're horrific, Jane, I'll be honest. I've never seen anything nasty. But I've never had them, but I've had failed carrots where they just don't, quite often. You know what I mean? This is the first year where it's been good, but it's when you pull them up like that and they're a bit gnarly, you think, oh God, that's horrific. And have you been? I guess you've been them.
I have. But the thing was, though, it wasn't just, you can't tell on the photograph, but they were full. Woodlice, I don't mind, but they were full of these almost threadworm. It was like these long, thin worms, tiny little legs, but bigger than carrot root fly larvae type things. So they were actually moving. There was a lot of movement. There was a lot of life on them. And I think in a way,
tea right now, enjoy.
In a way, but it has provided somebody with some nourishment or something, but not me. No, they're in the compost. Yeah, they didn't last long.
They would have been in the green waste or next door's plot.
Why?
Next
door's
Mind you, the heads looked healthy, so that was giving you a false. So I bet you thought they were going to be lovely.
Absolutely, because they were big. The heads were big, but the fact they came up so easy, I thought, this isn't good. But you know what, though? I can just think that is a new low point. They can't get worse than that. Anything I grow now, any carrots that I grow are always going to be better than that. Even if they're only that long, I can think, well, at least they don't look like human organs.
So what, Jane, then, what have you learned from this? What's next year? What are you going to do different?
I'm not going to plant them next to my celeriac,
Right.
and I'm going to make sure I water them.
Or,
Because
Jane, maybe you should plant a few with some celeriac to see if it happens again.
Oh, that's
I
Dan.
did think that about doing like a little scientific. I don't know if I want to go through the horror again, though, Danny. That's the only thing. But
That's a good idea.
But they
Well,
were
if
fancy
they are
Nancy
nematode.
carrots.
Oh, sorry. If nothing, go ahead. You finish.
They were just fancy Nancy carrots, and I think next year I'm going to go with straightforward, either Autumn King or what's the other one?
Sweet Candle.
Everyone goes on Sweet Candle. You know, everyone goes on about that. I think I'm just going to stick to what I know because, yeah. But nematodes, sorry, Audrey.
No, I was just going to say, if it is nematodes, it's suggested you don't grow carrots in the same bed for at least 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mind you, there's something to be said for like the old, like the traditional varieties. We all trying to be like hip and cool and go for the heirloom tomatoes and all that. And I mean, you can't beat a Shirley.
I
You remember Steve?
That's what I'm going to say. You can't. When people say, "Oh, a gardener's delight," a Shirley, they're so 80s. But why fix something when sometimes it's not working? And I agree with you. I thought this year, I grew. I did 30 varieties in the polytunnel. 30. And I thought, I've just bunged them all straight into a roasting tin and then roast them to make the sauces. I thought there was only the odd one. I thought, I can taste it a bit different. I thought, for what I'm doing, I could have just done 30 Gardener's Delight. Well, probably not Gardener's Delight, but something a bit more generic, really, that would just give me the sauce.
Well, I always remember. I always remember Danny Steve saying like the Shirleys are good doers. And you get the heirlooms, and I've mentioned this to Audrey a while ago, and everyone just seemed to be, that's the, that's the way it is. You get like 3 or 4 on a plant anyways, you know what I mean? And it's just like, that's it, finished, gone, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure pork chop give us not many once
but
before.
They're so good.
We've got the same argument, but like 4 tomatoes.
I agree with you, Tony. I did pork chop, and I had 3, and I thought, for the amount of space I've had in there, I just thought the juice wouldn't work.
Well, I think,
squeeze, really.
Danny, like money to ratio, each tomato must have cost me about £12 for a tomato. You know what I mean?
If you go by weight, though, they'll be worth it, because you think like if you've got a smaller tomato, you get that many more. If you're going by the actual weight, say your 4 pork chop tomatoes probably weighed £4. I don't know if you imagine, I'm being nice. You imagine if you had £4 of cherry tomatoes, that's going to look like a lot, So I don't.
Well, I have noticed, I've noticed my screen's cutting off the word potty modern. Let me just. Oh, look at that! There we go.
That's the nice test. Tony, do you know what? I was off one of those desks and I said no, and I regret it.
Oh well, Dan, they've given us the chair as well.
I know.
Get it, man. Honestly, the desks are lovely. I've shrunk it a little bit. I put one of their tops on so it can get in this little room. But
literally right by here, there's a big box full of everything ready. As soon as I finish this now, in about 45 minutes, this room's being decorated. So next week it should be hopefully different. But I keep thinking I wish I had that desk, because I struggle sometimes with my desk. It's like yours, but I prefer it higher sometimes, and sometimes I prefer it lower because my back sometimes. Say no.
This one, Dan, I forget what it's called. It's like I can stand up and I can do that.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Or it can go. It'll go so low it'll crush the little boxes that I've got under it. You know what I mean? But
the gadget geek in me, though, when you did your tour of your studio, I wanted so much more from that video. I wanted you to get the nitty gritty, the little panels on the back. I want something similar to that.
Because it was like they give us a desk at the chair. I said, I'll just do a quick studio. Those I love them, but they're quite expensive as well. Did I tell you what they make or not? Or I don't know.
No.
Divoom, I think it's called DIVOOM.
So were they sent to you?
No. Muggins here paid bloody. Anyway, write it down. This is not I've got a show and tell.
Oh, come on.
Show and tell. So I put up my greenhouse.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
It all
Tony,
went
I'm not
great.
joking you. I was watching it, right, and I'm not joking you. There's so many emotions when you first were sliding that glass in first on the first episode.
Oh.
I was so anxious for you.
Oh,
Honestly.
well, funny enough, I still think it would have slid down easier than trying to push it in. But anyway, we did that thing. But putting it up, it was
I seen
the
we
whole.
here, and then you was filming. And he said they've come round to help.
Well, honestly, the
they were
big
grafters,
thank you to John and Alan. They did most of the work. You know what I mean? And funny enough, I didn't edit it that way, but it looks like I actually give a hand. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But I must have been honestly, that was the only one time I was allowed the drill. Right, George, just get the camera. Me show and tell. So, if you noticed, and it's a pure, you know what I mean, shouldn't have happened, but there's a slight gap. A slight gap on the floor.
I did see,
Yes. So my show and tell is I got now because it's a slight gap.
Yeah.
This small.
Oh dear.
I got another one. Right. And because just to be on the safe side, I got another one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a tiny gap where you'll never see, but I've got because you can drive a fucking car through it.
Oh.
So, Tony, do you know the best tip for that as well? My father's a painter and decorator, and whenever he does all the corking stuff, he has Vaseline, and he puts Vaseline on his finger, and then when he slides it across the cork, there's a barrier in between, and it glides. You never get it on your fingers.
Well, that's
yeah.
I'll get it everywhere. To be honest, I will get it everywhere, but I will.
But what about that expanding foam?
Well, I was thinking that. Yeah, I was thinking, but then I was thinking I'm going to get.
That would be yeah.
I'm terrible with silicon. Crikey, that thing will just
put like a wooden trim around, Tony. Just like a wooden trim.
I could, but it's hard to kind of say. But it's level at the both ends, so if I put the wood down, the gap would still be there.
But could you not put a piece of wood down and then with a pencil and a piece of wood and go
Yeah,
like that to make the art?
Quite easy. But then I've thought, I'm just gonna.
I'm
you know what I mean?
I'm full build mode as well. I'm right at the cusp now of building my potting shed from scratch, and it's going to be an absolute beauty. I got so many like old-fashioned doors, and I'm picking up some stained glass windows now on Thursday, and it's going to look more like a potting shed, but then it's going to have like a kind of like a Victorian style conservatory off the side of it, and it's going to have a potting bench. The log burner's going to be in there. My kitchen's in there, solar powered. It's going to be
Danny, I want you to promise me something. That one of those stained glass windows, you're going to take a little bit of glass out the corner
and send it to you.
And send it to me, and then I can put it in the bit of glass that you.
I put
in my stained glass.
I personally feel like I'm keeping Jane alive because for about 4 years I promised her this half moon shaped piece of glass for her stained glass.
Just to finish off the window.
Ventilation for her log burner because I feel like I'm helping her to survive.
I tell you, there's enough holes in our shed, honestly, even with the expanding foam. But do you like it then, Tony? I haven't
been, Jane. I haven't been back up. I haven't been back. I think it's 4 days. I know. You know what? I've been. I know I'm not going to say much, but I've been working on here doing like a project, which has kind of took my eye off the game. But this is another thing that I woke up today and thinking, I'm going to go to the garden. You know, I've nothing planned. Everybody's out. I'll go to the garden. Danny, Audrey, Jane, do you get this? It was raining. Slight rain. And I went, no, that's a good excuse. I can't go to the garden. It's raining. I can't go to the garden. It's raining.
Yeah.
Sat in front of the telly, watched the telly.
And we've got these huge polytunnels. And, you know.
There's no excuse.
I do it as well. I did it today. I thought I'm not going to go to the plot today. It's raining.
But I use the excuse of the rain, and it's like, well, I can't do. So I'm just going to sit. You know what I mean? I've got the free day now. You know, and that's what I'd like. And it's bloody.
It is quite nice. It is quite nice to you feel like you're having a day off. You feel like the school's been closed because of snow, and you've been allowed off. You know.
That's exactly like a day off because I was like, right, I've got to get there. I've got to do. You know what I mean? I'll get that silicon up. I'll get this. I'll get a video out. It's raining.
Nah.
Gonna do it now.
And it's going to rain all week as well, so put your feet up.
May as well go on holiday.
Oh, dear.
Audrey, anything to tell Audrey? Anything going on? Anything
going on?
Do you want to see something? Do you want to see something phallic?
Oh, I don't know.
That's kind of a loaded question there.
That
Tony.
is a question,
and
yeah.
we already know the answer, Audrey.
Hey, look at that. Hey, who grew that? Who grew that?
Honestly, I grew that myself.
That's Danny. That's a. Have you had a good year with sweet corn? Have you?
I'm not just saying this. I've grown sweet corn 3 years in a row, and I've got rat problems at the back and all. But for some reason, I've been so lucky for the 3 years. I cannot say there's any skill involved in it at all. There really isn't. I just generally have been putting them in and thinking I better harvest them because the squirrels and the rats go them, and they come out like that every year.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reason I showed you is because I was watching back another potty muff, and you were saying about the corn, but honestly, I was so lucky with these corn so far the last couple of years. But it was a dug bed though, so I don't know. It was a newly dug bed. I dug it all over and I'd give it a good feed, and yeah, they were impressive. And that was the first
dig beds. That's the one. That's the way to go now. None of this namby-pamby bloody dig.
I am going back.
I've totally went.
I know. I don't get me wrong, I like my no dig beds, but I'm seeing some of the benefits sometimes in some of the dig things I've done. My onions, I've never ever had success in onions with my dig beds as much as my no dig, and I did a comparison this year, 100% on my dig beds, and they come out huge. They were absolutely mammoth onions, and yeah, I'm going to dig over the bed again this winter, and I've gone back in my ways because I'm manuring more, and yeah.
Honestly, Dan, I 100% agree with you, because when I started like YouTube, it was the whole thing, Thingy was taking off, the no dig, Charlie Dowden and all that, and the kind of, you just go along with it, and
I know.
It seemed all right at first.
It is expensive as well, and it's, I think, and this is no disrespect to Charles because it clearly works for him, but he's got like this massive team, and he's got all those lawns where he can cut all the grass, and he's got people filling up those beds and turning them and stuff. You can't do that with an allotment. If you've got 1 or 3 bays, you've just got whatever you keep getting and putting in, and I can never ever ever since I've started no dig, I painfully pay about £420 of compost every spring.
Like I would put a couple of bags on a bed, you know what I mean, and think, well, it's like anything. Bloody hell, man, that's not the way. It's not the Charlie Dowden way.
I had loads of really, really well rotted manure, which is what I used to use before I kind of went to no dig. And I'm not completely, reverting from it, but I think there's a place in the garden for some things, and there's a place in the garden for others. And for me, for like potatoes. I've always had brilliant onions from digging, and I can't go back to the other way. And as much as they keep telling me, but I did see a picture the other day of Charles Dowden, and I know he's no dig, but he had a spade and he was digging up all his sweet potatoes and stuff. I was thinking, you do dig sometimes. There's no such thing as no dig potatoes unless in a bucket, really.
Well, I think he tried once to do a video, and he was scratching around with his hands to try and get the potatoes out. You know what I mean?
So deep down, but yeah, I just kind of think that I am going back in my ways with the digging, because I think there's more, it's Instagrammy in it to have the no dig because it's easier. There's no weeds, but you do get weeds as well sometimes, especially in the second year. Or
if you're using your compost, which is 90% of people, it's a cold compost. It's not a hot compost. You can't be bothered to turn it, so you're just getting, you know what I mean. But I know, Audrey, you're no dig still, aren't you?
Absolutely. And I'm not drinking your Kool-Aid. Sorry.
I know. I could see that the headmistress wasn't happy with the runaway pupils.
Yeah, I'm like, what has happened here? You're not buying it, are you, Jane?
A lot of no dig beds, but there's 2 sides of my new plot, and the one side is all no dig, and the other side is dig at the moment, and the dig is winning at the moment, especially for onions and things like that. honestly, it's flying past. But I don't know. I just think, and I'm putting a lot more manure in as well now. So I'm gone back to the stables with my tail between my legs after I told them I don't want it anymore. You know, I'm not digging anymore and stuff. And I'm buying compost. But now I've gone back there and they welcomed me back. So I had a carload of manure.
Jane, you're not letting these guys influence you, are you?
You know what? It's interesting just listening to this, because I remember ages ago someone had put a video out and they dug the potatoes and they got so much flack in the comments. You said you were no digger. I just think it's, you know what? Do what works for you. It depends on your capability. It depends on whether, it depends on your soil. But if it works for you, do it. Don't restrict yourself to one thing or another and slave yourself to it. Do what
30,
works.
40, I got 30, 40, 30 litre buckets. And I'm not reverting from that as well, because I got another harvest system, like the one I got on the polytunnel. I got another one of those I'm going to connect to an IBC tank. And hopefully next year is going to water all the buckets. Because that's the problem with it, is that it's the constant watering and feeding those buckets. It becomes, you end up doing more work than if you dug the bed. And that's the only problem. Like, I did a massive big raised bed where I only put a little bit of compost on the top. It was no dig, sort of. But when I dug all the spuds out, I had 10 times more potatoes than I did when I had in the buckets, because I haven't got time to keep coming over every single day. And through that heat in the summer, you couldn't keep them,
I never had a good crop with the bucket potatoes. But then this year, again, this is the first year, I think, was it the first, second year? I can't remember. Put them in the ground, you know what I mean? And they're there, lovely.
I mean, there is benefits. Like, with the potatoes in the buckets, you can store them afterwards. You haven't got to harvest them straight away. You're not using a bed as such. So you can move them around and put them on the pass. There is pluses and negatives to them both, I think. But I don't know. Those new potatoes out of a dug bed. Honestly, the taste is just so much better, and they're bigger, and you haven't got to look after them anymore. You just kind of just put them in there and think, I'll dig them up now in a couple of months' time, and they'll be lovely. And buckets, God, they're like wimps, The slightest little bit of sun, and they're just wilting over, and you're trying to.
It makes good thumbnails and titles. Yeah. Disaster! Potatoes are ruined.
I mean, this potty mouth alone could be dig versus no dig, and I mean, look at the algorithm's gonna love it. The algorithm's gonna love it.
But the buckets aren't to do with dig or no dig, are they? The buckets are a separate.
Oh no, it's just we're just saying, you know what I mean? Like
But again,
it's like a new hip.
But again,
thing.
it's a case of don't limit yourself to that. I do
both.
Yeah. And some years that might work better.
Yeah, I do think after I put that watering system in, and I was supposed to build it this year. I keep getting the years mixed up. This year I was supposed to build all this trellis system and stuff, and time just got to be away from me. But Tony O'Neill's got like this fantastic system of like it holds them all into place, and you wouldn't believe how many buckets he does. He does about 80, 90 buckets of potatoes, and it's crazy. There's a pond there now, but I don't know where these bucket potatoes are going to go. But I'm going up there this week, so I'll have a little nosy round. But that's the only time, really, where I think it works for some people, but you've got to be really committed to that one crop as well. And to me, there's so many other better crops, I think, that I need to look after more than...
Tony must be feeding the village on potatoes. You know what I mean? If he's got that kind of system.
Do you know the most funniest thing about it was, though? I went there once, and he said, look, mate, look at all these potatoes. And his shed was, I'm not joking, it was full. Walkers could have had them off him. And then he says to me then, do you want to go for some lunch? We're going to go down the chippy. I was like, what? He bought me chips from down the chip shop after we just seen about 60 tons of potatoes in his shed. But yeah, he grows so many, honestly.
Oh, I know. I think that you hit a good point there, mind you, Dan. You know what I mean? Like, I do like potatoes, you know what I mean? And I'm partial like a pink fir apple, when you pull them out and cook them straight away. But, there is limiting yourself to kind of like a special... Oh, Audrey's camera's gone there.
Sorry.
No, don't worry.
You continue. I will be back.
We'll carry on there.
Okay.
It's just having a variety, or don't being too in depth on the one, like a potato. I think that's a good point, Dan. To be honest, I was going to ask Audrey, but
I can hear you. I just need to get organized over here.
Multitasking. Well done, Audrey. The show must go on, Audrey.
About potatoes in buckets.
Yes, and
yeah,
Jim.
I don't grow them in buckets because they
I'm
don't.
Still gonna carry.
Yeah, they don't produce well.
No.
So
yeah, I'm still
I
gonna
plant them in the
carry on
ground.
doing it, but I think I am going more back to the beds. I'm always really confident that whenever I dig them up, and I was getting crates and crates out of this one bed that I've got, and every year I do hardly anything to it. I put a little bit of manure on the top, compost manure, and sometimes I mix in a little bit, and then I put the spuds in, and every year I have beautiful Charlotte potatoes from there. The buckets, I'm always a bit like, what's going to be in here now? You know, have I just watered these now for the last 12 weeks, 14 weeks? And then I open it, I think, oh my God, I've got a couple of marbles. I remember once I put one potato in to trial it, and when I dug the potatoes out, I had one potato back, so I had the same amount back.
So, Dan, tell us your process for your buckets? Then are you buying in compost as well? Are you like putting in bought feed?
So this year I did 3 different types. I did complete compost. I did the clover, but I find it quite sandy. I found it really sandy. That the clover that I had, delivered here. And then I also did a mix of half manure, half compost mixed together. And I did another one then, which was manure, soil out the garden, and compost all mixed together. And they all came out the same result. So I was like, I just thought, like, what am I doing here? But I know Tony O'Neill will be watching this, right? He'll be having kittens. I'll be having messages about this though, but.
Well, I tried the buckets, Dan. I tried bought manure. You know, you get the bags from the garden centres. Then I put my own compost manure, like made up stuff, compost in. Then I actually, have you ever seen it? I forget who makes it. Like it's like a brown box and it's potato fertilizer.
I use that. I mixed that in with some of.
Yeah, you know what I'm on about. That I put all that in, so it cost quite a little bit. And I think I did all that. Then I could have, I'd still drop at the same hurdle as you, Dan. Well, it's watering.
So I worked out how much I spent, and I spent about 60 odd pounds worth of compost alone for them. This was the compost, then the feeds on top, and I put it in. And for the bed over that I had the most potatoes from, all I did was put a bit of free manure on the top, and then I harvest them. And I didn't water them once, even through all that heat. I didn't have to water them once because I have got good compost soil over there, so it is mixed up from some good, good soil. The one plot is fantastic for growing things in, but
see, does that not make you? Because that's what happened to me with the no dig and the pots. Soon as I kind of realised I had a good year doing it, this new way, and especially I found like not planting as much in beds. That's been for me a game changer. Do you know what I mean? Because you cannot eat 12 cauliflowers that come all within like a month. So I kind of did 5, and I did 5 Calabrese. Yeah. And the difference for me personally, you know what I mean, has just been outstanding.
I think some people, I agree with you, because sometimes I think, right, I am brutal with my gardening. I got plot friends as well, and they'll try and cram in an extra couple of and all. I am brutal. Like, if they don't fit in that bed, they're gone. They're composted. Mm-hmm. I am a little bit brutal like that, but I kind of think that I'd rather have less, and then you get it more. You end up getting more. You get bigger crop. They're not competing. Less pests. Mm-hmm. But I also agree with you as well. Like, why do you need? Like, I think I did altogether for the summer cabbages. It was about 50 cabbages I did. And then because we had all that heat, they all came at the same time, and I was like, I love cabbage. I was thinking I was sick to death of them in the end. I was giving them away, and I was swapping them for other things. I think I once swapped it for a slice of cheesecake once, a cabbage, and I thought, well, this is great. This is exactly that's
the goal.
But yeah, I'm doing less in this year. Next year I'm gonna do little patches of things rather than full beds of everything.
Mm-hmm. Jane?
I've been watching this. I've gone down a rabbit hole of this YouTube channel, and it's supposedly was it Azerbaijan, and it's this 89-year-old couple, and it's called Grandma and Granddad plant potatoes or something like this. And it's got this obviously 89-year-old man and woman. And they are tending their land and they are out there planting things. They live in like a little ramshackly type cottage, but in view of a very busy highway. It's really weird. It's like they've just been left in time. And she's got her headscarf on, and the kitchen is tiny, but she makes so many things. It's all bread, and she's just brilliant. But I was watching it the other day, and I called Mike and said, just look at this. She goes out of her back door, and there's steps, really, really steep steps up the side of this hill, where there's a little plot of land that's just grass, and she's got one of those. Is it called a mattock? Where it's
yes. You got one of those, Tony.
Yes, yes.
And that's all she uses. She's doing the ground. Before you know it, I mean, I'm sure she must have had help. It might all be a setup. I don't know. But she's doing this land, and the next thing you know, it's just clods of earth. And she takes out this shoebox, this old battered shoebox that's full of beans. So you're presuming she's saved over the years. And she just puts her hand in, throws the bean, because they're clods of earth. You know, she gets, doesn't matter if she puts 2 in each one or 8 in each one or more in each one. They all just fall into the clods. Then she gets the mattock and she pulls it all back over. And then she does the same with potatoes. And I said to Mike, she's 89. She's climbing up that steep hill. She's using that mattock. Even if all that was a setup, the fact that she's not bothering with fancy tools or what to put on her soil, or I'm sure she does the watering, you know.
I feel like she's your spirit animal.
But it's just amazing to see. It's just when you think of the lengths that we go to get a good crop, and you think these people have been doing it for years. Humans have been doing it for hundreds of years, and it's only now.
We perfect it too much. I think sometimes we want, if we put 12 cabbages in a bed, we want 12 perfect cabbages, and it just doesn't work that way, you know? And
so the 89-year-olds are on YouTube?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I'm just trying to think where they get Wi-Fi from.
Well, and who's doing the camera? I know.
I think what you'll hear, you know, if you let that camera run, you'll hear, and that's a wrap.
Well, it's a bit like those guys, you know, those guys who dig down and make the swimming pools and stuff, and then you see them using them.
Oh, yes, they were all fake.
But I was gutted because I remember watching I went in a rabbit hole of watching 50, 60 of those. And then you find out then afterwards they used like a JCB and dug it all out, and it was all fake. And you're thinking, God, I
did the same thing. There was like there was a video proving it. And there was like tractor mark, like JCB tractor marks there right next to the edge.
I was like 4 a.m. once, and I was still up watching this guy make this pool and putting all the steps and adding a crocodile. And I was really engrossed, and I thought I've wasted my life doing this.
Well, Tony, I challenge you. Here's a challenge for this year. Right. This would be good for videos. The only tool you can use on your allotment, your new allotment, is your mattock.
Well, funny enough,
how far you get on.
that challenge would be easy because I've really fallen in love with it.
Have you?
Oh, honestly, I mean, it's so like, I forget. Someone mentioned it. I think maybe someone even dropped us a link because I hadn't heard of them or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when it come, I was thinking, because it's a heavy thing. You know what I mean? I was thinking, well, I'll not be doing this in sliders. Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Malcolm Kings will go in and he says it just cuts through like butter through the soil and just all the weeds and everything. I know.
Especially with that, you know, it's a lot of like grass, and it's just grass. A lot of it, you know, it's not like couch grass or anything like that, but it just cuts right under the roof and just lifts it.
Well,
when I first started, I was thinking, this isn't going to be as bad because I was thinking of getting like diggers in to dig it over and all this, and I was thinking, well, I've just done this little section in 15 minutes, and I was tired. But, you know what I mean? You could see the light at the end of the tunnel. So,
But you would be fun to watch in a mini digger.
Exactly. Yeah.
That would be great footage.
Yeah.
I'd probably knock the bloody digger down, you know what I mean? The walls down and everything. So
you'd be like Jeremy Clarkson, wouldn't you? You'd be like that on Clarkson's farm when he first goes in, you know.
Well, that's again, thumbnail disaster. I've tipped it. Well, funny enough, there was someone who I can see his house from where I am. They're building a little extension. And he actually said, but I'd already kind of convinced myself no, and I was doing other things. He says, my mate's coming with a mini digger. He says, 100 quid, and he'll come over for a couple of hours and flatten it all. But I'd already agreed, like John, to come up with the plastic and lay the plastic, and you know what I mean. Timing was just wrong, and I was thinking, because I was getting quotes for digger, which weren't that bad, you know, like for a weekend, I think it was like 250 or something.
Oh,
but I was just thinking,
how do you get through? Would it get through that gate?
Yeah, well, you can get micro diggers.
Yeah, narrow ones.
So you can kind of like even like push in everything even further. I think it was.
Are you gonna do like a? Could you not like put your drone up and then? This is purely for me. I mean, you don't have to show it on a video if you just want to show me. It's like a drone shot of that whole place now, and then kind of draw where everything's going. Because I still can't work out.
I haven't got a plan. I ain't got a plan.
Oh, right.
Oh, there's no plan. You know what I mean? The only thing I seen was there was a little bit of concrete where I put the greenhouse. So I just went, well, I'll put the flags there. That's.
I mean, imagine you dig down, like, say, a foot of soil and there's a concrete base, all of that, and it used to be a car park.
Well, it was done before we got the allotments. It was like a football pitch.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like, you know, I mean, then the church needed more of the football pitch to bury the bodies because the graveyard was running out. So they kind of changed it all around and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, so be careful where you dig, Tony.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, nice rich soil though.
Oh,
Bones.
yes.
Yeah.
Audrey, I know you can't see you, but has anything been happening? Have you been growing anything, or is anything?
Well,
coming
I'm
up?
actually, we're tidying up the garden right now for winter. It's like I am pretty convinced we're going to be getting our frost sooner than we expect.
Oh,
wow!
Just because we've got very big shifts in temperature right now, so I think it's going to pop down. So I'm going to kind of get this tucked in and start microgreens for the winter. So that's the thought. Maybe some salad greens indoors. So yeah, that's the plan for right now. But we still have sweet potatoes to get out, and I still have some potatoes in. So there's a lot.
Sweet potatoes dig this harvest at the same time as us, Audrey. Like after as soon as it becomes frosty.
Yeah, they actually probably could be out by now. I just haven't gotten to them.
I haven't even looked at mine.
And they're in a really sunny location, so I'm hoping they're staying warm anyway. Kind of hot, but they need to come out this week.
Yeah.
See, I haven't even. I mean, I harvested mine, but I was letting mine cure, Audrey. But they're still up there in the greenhouse. So I'm hoping they're all right.
They look all right though, Tony.
It's been raining. That's why I haven't been up.
Yeah. Hey, I hate to put a spanner in the works of this raining thing, but when we first put the greenhouse up, we've got the auto vents, like you've got the auto vents,
right?
And one of them didn't close, and so the first time
you're supposed to take them off now, right? You're supposed now. End of October, you're supposed to unscrew the auto vents, the wax things.
I don't know, but this is just after we put them up, and one of them hadn't closed properly, and it leaked. And I went into my greenhouse, and I was so excited to go in, and there was a puddle on the floor. So just keep an eye out for.
So normally now, about October time, before the frost comes, because the frost can actually damage them, you unscrew them. And what I tend to do is I tend to have like a little bit of dowel. I unscrew the wax rods that are about, say a foot long after you pull it all out. Take them home and put it somewhere quite, not too hot, but cool. And then I normally get a little bit of dowel then, and I push it through between the auto vent, like sticky up part, and then the frame, and that will keep it closed for winter if you haven't got a catch or whatnot.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, like
some people haven't got like a catch on them. They they just rely on the auto vent, but you are supposed to unscrew those rods and bring them indoors.
Right. I mean, it's the first time I've ever had
just wax, and then because it gets cold, apparently they damage something inside them. I don't know, but yeah, you're supposed to take them off and take them home.
Okay.
I tell you what, Jane, what was really nice is because it's the same with all greenhouses. The doors fit, but this fitted like a proper
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just like
You've got a
shuts.
key.
Yeah.
The key turned, the lock, it locked. You know,
Oh,
everything I've built, you know what I mean? It
yeah.
doesn't go like that way so easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Are you
it's
going
Hence,
to
brilliant.
put another
hence the
shed
tubes
on
of
the?
basket.
Are you going to put another shed on that new plot, Tony, or are you going to build
I
something
don't
there?
know.
Or...
Honestly, Dan, there's no rhyme or reason.
Yeah.
I mean, the only way I'm going is I wanted fruit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the way I'm thinking.
So when you said about garlic, you were thinking about putting garlic in this new plot
Just
now.
to see, is that that garlic still hasn't moved from last week? It's still there in the box.
It's been raining, Tony.
It's been
Yeah.
exactly. What am I supposed to do? So I was thinking of like putting it in there just to see,
Yeah.
because my garden is I've never had a decent garlic because it's riddled with like white rot. You know what I mean? So it might not be up there.
I cannot wait already for next summer to. Garlic is one of my favorite things to grow. I'd sooner be growing 4 beds of garlic than anything really like potatoes. But
Well, who grew this?
that's mine.
Oh,
So that's a really good crop. Me and Jane bought this from Malvern. God, we first bought it about 3 years ago now. Jane, was it about 3 years ago?
Yeah.
And let's just keep saving. Honestly, it's such a good one, and my elephant garlic as well. I bought them all from there, and I've been saving and saving. But
what I noticed on it though, what's you know what I mean? Do I zoom? I don't know if I can zoom in or not. There's just like. I'm that used to my mind is just seeing white rot. You've just got nothing.
No. Honestly,
You know
I haven't got white rot, thank God. Well, I hope I haven't anyway. But even the elephant guy, I keep trying it around the plot and hoping, not hoping to find it, but just in case I've got it, I'd rather know I've got it. And yeah, I was going to ask you actually, did you want any elephant garlic or any of that?
Well, it's funny. Ian's offering his elephant garlic as well, and I've still got
take it because they're so expensive to buy. Now.
Oh, well, the size he was showing us, they were huge things, man. They were like the size of a cup.
Mine's split into just. Sometimes they split into like 6 or these ones were split into 3s, and they honest to God, they were like baby kittens. They were just ridiculous. They were just absolutely huge. But I cannot. It's one of my favorite things, and I'm doing 2 big beds of elephant garlic this year and 2 big beds of normal garlic as well because it's just one of my favorites.
Dan, you're gonna cringe here now. So I failed with garlic. So we have been going to Costco and just getting peeled garlic, big bag of it.
How much?
£6, I think. I can't remember. I don't do the.
It's ridiculous how cheap.
Honestly,
it is.
But now we've used that. Guess what we're on to?
Go on.
Squeezy tube of garlic.
There you go.
Oh, heathen!
We've got a bolognese. I made a bolognese tonight, and it doesn't even taste like garlic.
You know,
it just tastes like
it's so easy though, isn't it? So easy. We've all done it.
The truth is, though, a lot of people do this with cooking as well. Is they put all the ingredients in at the start, don't they? And garlic and herbs are supposed to be put in the last 20 minutes before you finish cooking.
Yeah,
and
so you get the flavour.
You still get the flavour there, but a lot of people do that. But yeah, I've still got some in the freezer because I make the little cubes of them as well. So I just purify everything down. And my family are asking for more and more of it. And I love a whole bulb of elephant garlic, just made into a bit of tin foil, olive oil, roasted with a bit of paprika sprinkled in. Honestly, it's the best. And you just literally don't do nothing. You just turn
making
it
us hungry, making us bloody hungry now.
You just squeeze it out with the foil, and it's just like a paste, and it goes all over some nice fresh bread. Honestly, it's perfect. But yeah.
But if you've got the virgin soil, if you like, on your new plot, clearly there wouldn't have been onions or any of that family grown in it for years. You're away. Yeah. You're away with your.
But I'm at that juxtaposition where it's going to be fruit.
The only thing I'd say, Tony, is that if you're going to plant it on that plot, and now this is just me being cautious, maybe not put it close to where you remember you used to walk from the gate down. So if you have got the white rot and you've walked on those beds and then you've continuously kept walking down that path in between.
And that's a good. Aye.
If it's close to there, I wouldn't be planting garlic there. I would be trying to find, the edges and stuff just in case, because you do walk through. You used to walk through that area, didn't you? And you might. That's a
good point. What I could do was just like on that
Jot it down.
plastic. You know what I mean? Just cut some holes in that black plastic and just put it
Yeah.
in and see what
Yeah.
happens. You know what I mean? Kind of forget about, because I'm not going to touch that side probably next year
Yeah.
neither. You
I
know what I
mean-
mean? So
I just think if it's not, you've got nothing to lose really right now, have you, to try it? I mean, you could. I think I'm confident you're going to get garlic for next year now. But I was going to ask you about.
I'm going to have it because I'm not going to plant it. I'm just going to use it. So next year, when I show you me pictures of me garlic, it'll still be the
There you go,
same
it'll still be
gold.
there.
You know what I mean?
Well,
It'll be there in your office. Yeah.
I'll never get it that good. So
Yeah.
I'm feeling bad you're using the tube of garlic.
Audrey is refusing to show her face until
I
you
know, because
stop.
of the tube of garlic. Yes.
Oh,
Tony, I'd honestly just push through where that you've got that manure on that one corner, and that manure washing in there for the next couple of months.
You know what I've noticed though, that with that, Dan, which I'm chuffed to bits, is there's been some more manure dropped at the gate by a different person. It's been like it's like horse manure, but they've been fed hay and there's been hay there.
Yeah.
It's just a blanket of green grass growing on it there now. Well, mine's that they used that what I used on my potatoes. You know, it's that horse bedding.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like rapeseed kind of chopped
Yeah,
up or something.
something like that, don't they?
Yeah, they've used that, so there's no like grass seeds in it, so there's no grass growing within that. You know what I mean?
It's manure from very fancy animals.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's what it is.
There's the one that the horse bedding that we use, Tony. It's called we use it for the chickens, but it's called miscanthus grass, and it's got no seed heads or anything in there. It's just the grass chopped, and it's more like wood chippings, really. I mean, it's not. It's like wood shavings, say. But again, there's no seeds or anything like that. So I'm wondering if that's a similar thing.
Well, how is that? Does it come in a big bag?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you?
It's about between. It depends where you go. If we go to our local farm shop, it's $8.99 for one of those huge bags. If you try and get it on Amazon, it can be double that. It can be double that.
I tried that Strelch this year, and I love it, and I also hate it.
It's too expensive, but it's so good.
Too expensive. It was so good, but the only thing is, I found it burnt my lettuces. I think I put the Strelch too close to them.
All right.
I don't know, and it burnt all my lettuces and my runner beans on the other plot. It kind of like, I don't know, it stunted them for a bit, and it took for a while for them to come back. But I don't know, but it's so expensive, and you think again, I put that on top of the potato bag because that added another cost. Honestly, those for a bag of chips, you know, it was.
Well, I think if I haven't seen the video, but someone told us, you know, the YouTuber Steve Seaside Allotment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm sure he uses it.
Outgrow now, isn't he? Isn't he called Outgrow?
All right.
The art of self-sufficiency. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm sure he collects it at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And keeps it up. Because mine's still there. I mean, this is probably 2 years now, going on to next year 3 years. It's still in the, it doesn't rot away quickly. So
no, don't quote me on this, but I was also told by a viewer that you can actually keep collecting that back up. But whether or not they brought it out here yet, but you can buy a spray, or they're going to be bringing it out a spray so you can respray the.
Right.
I don't know.
It's just more money, isn't it? It's just more money.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it might have even went up, but I'm sure for like 2 bags, and it was £27 on Amazon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's nowhere around here physically sells it.
No.
So you have
there's only a few. Yeah.
But it was hit and miss with me. Like it did a fantastic job. It was a lot of money as well. So again, it was like you can recuperate that money back on things like potatoes and things like that.
Yeah.
It's it's just eating away from what you were actually initially trying to do. But
we're going down that money route again, and that's an evil because I've
been looking at the chili grows because I've got a space in my polytunnel which is about 4 foot by 3 foot area, and I'm thinking perhaps I could fit 3 or 4 of those in there or something. And I've been looking at them. And
Dan, if you want it, I know it's a long way to drive, but I'm not using as many of the quad grows.
Yeah.
So I'll have loads of quad grows spare if you want to drive.
But it is raining. It is.
Yeah. Audrey, I'm just wondering, do you grow? Have you got fruit that you can grow in your climate? Clearly, you will have. That maybe. that we can't at the moment?
Bananas.
No, I can't.
In
do
Detroit.
bananas.
I don't think I know what.
Yeah, here's the problem: we get hot enough in the summer,
And
but we get so cold in the winter. I've even had trouble keeping a fig alive through the winter.
Really? Wow, that must
Yeah.
be cold.
Yeah, and you guys have rosemary. Like, I mean, there's so many things that are perennial to you.
I remember you
that are
saying
not
once
for me.
before to me on one of my videos about you know, just the. I think it was when you visited. Actually, you said about the herbs that they were just you can't grow them as easy as us. You know, like we had the rosemary and thyme and things around our gardens are just like bushes now. They're just like hedges, and they just
Right
don't
now,
overwinter for you.
I can get thyme will over winter, but
Yeah.
rosemary no. And rosemary is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But I just would like it for shrubs.
Yeah.
Just walk past it and smell it. Oh my gosh,
Oh.
so nice. So, yeah,
In
I
the
can grow blackberries, which you guys have, and I know you don't like
What
or
was
don't
it?
like.
Oh, no, I love them.
No, but the brambles, isn't that what brambles
Oh,
are?
yeah. We don't like them in the middle of the plot, but
Okay.
blackberries are lovely.
Okay. Yeah, so we can grow all those kind of berries. Yeah, but you have a much wider range than we do.
So I was just thinking, I think it was on Gardener's World last week. There was a woman on talking about planting
Did
a
you
pear
watch
fruit
that?
garden, but she's looking at northern France to see what varieties they grow over there at the moment that we can't grow over here, and thinking about introducing them into our garden because she's saying with the climate changing, as
Yeah.
she believes it is, you know,
she
we
allowed
can
to do
start
that,
looking at doing some warmer things, you know. Sorry, Danny.
I was just saying, is that allowed though? Like, are we allowed to be transferring them? You know,
Oh, I don't know
across?
about no, she's just looking at the varieties of what they're
Right.
growing and then thinking about, okay, she's going to plant those, some more warmth-loving
Because
fruit.
I am noticing things are changing, you know, and
Oh, very
I
definitely.
like my banana plants. They are so close to doing what I don't want them to do, you know. And every year I can see it, thinking they're getting bigger and stronger, and you know. And I've seen friends of mine who have had them, but they are more on the coast, and they've had bananas grown, but it kills the plant. Then that's the thing. But you've got like a different. I don't know what happens to you, Jane, but mine I protect so well. I think I mother them too much. I fleece them. I wrap them all up. You let yours
Leave them.
die to the ground like a phoenix, don't you? And then you let it come back up.
And it comes
That's
back up,
literally
and it does it every
I'm
year.
shocked. It was literally nothing to the floor. It was like a rhubarb crown to the floor. And all of a sudden it comes back up again. I'm thinking, here's me wrapping it in fleece and bubble wrap and then bags over the top and keeping it warm. And
They're tough.
Yeah.
They're really tough,
Yeah.
you know, so.
Well, and you want one that's going to withstand your climate.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I say that's what I do when I try figs a lot and I refuse to pamper them through the winter because either you live or die out here. I mean, it's wild west, baby. You make it or you don't.
Figs is another thing that I inherited the tree, and it's such a luxury to get every summer, you know, and such
one of my favorite fruits. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
Oh,
maybe you can get a nice fig tree, Tony. And
oh yes, it's on the list. It's on the list. Every UK fruit is on the list. You know what I mean?
Tony, I actually could give you a bare root fig tree if you want. It'll probably be about a foot or so high now, maybe 2 foot. And it was cutting off mine, and I don't need it, so I could just post you that really, and have a little box if you want it. And they grow the best figs. Honestly, I have so.
Do they grow? I'm sure I've seen fig. They grow pretty tall, though, don't they?
They do.
So you can either I don't know how mine was planted because it was already on the plot. I wanted one, and that's the one I've got now was planned to be, you know, planted at the plot and is growing in the garden. And then when I took on the second plot, there was this big, massive fig tree, and I do keep cutting it down. I cut it to about 7 foot, and you can cut it shorter than that as well. But I mean, I get a really nice crop of figs from that. And they're not that bad, really. People say, "Oh, yeah, they come really invasive." They kind of do if you don't prune them every winter. It's not much. You just cut a couple of branches off, and anything. is exactly like an apple tree and all. You just cut the ones that's rubbing, diseased off. I'll do one pruning now in a couple of weeks' time, and then I'll do another one then after the summer harvest. And they're easy. I think they're one of the easiest things, but yeah, it should be a nice size now. But if I just shake off a lot of the compost and send it, you're welcome to it, 'cause it is a cracker of a
figs as well. Do you know
I
what I mean?
am going to just say that you guys don't live that far apart.
No,
weather-wise,
no.
I don't think. No, because
Mileage
No,
with you,
yours-
Audrey. It's bloody
yeah,
Dan's
Not
bloody.
to Audrey. It's a
No,
hard
to Audrey.
Audrey.
Audrey was shocked when I said I've never been to Scotland. I've never been to Scotland. I mean, I've been to Exeter once. I remember someone said to me, it was Jem from Jem in the Garden. She said to me, "You should pop to London on the weekend." I said, London? Welsh people don't go to London unless we're going for a Christmas trip.
It's like a day at the beach, man. You can't just say it.
London.
I have driven between both of your places, and it's not
I
that
couldn't
far.
believe it. I could
Sorry.
not believe it, honestly.
Okay, I'm just, letting the world know it's not that far.
I mean, I have a lift to Malvern because I think it's too far in the car,
20 minutes into a journey and I want in the toilet. Do you know what I mean? It's just like pit stop.
Oh, I'm asleep. I just nod off. If I'm not driving, I'll just nod off,
All right. Listen, we've just clipped 1 hour. We've just
Wow.
clipped.
Oh, my
so
goodness.
fast.
Now, Audrey, we can't see you. So
Where can we see you?
where can we see you?
I was going to say, you can't see all the silly faces I'm making at the camera right now.
Hope that's not the thumbnail.
It actually has been fun because as you guys have said stuff, I've been able to really show my face.
Roll your eyes.
Yes. Anyway, Real Food Comes Dirty .com, in Instagram and YouTube right here.
Thank you very much. Audrey, you're a star. Thank you. We'll see you.
I'll get this sorted.
Nah, that's because you haven't had a gin. Stone cold sober. Jane, where can we find you?
Well, Jane's Growing Garden is on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Patreon.
Oh, it's everywhere. You can't get rid of it.
Just like a rash.
Honestly.
Just like a rash. Everywhere.
Jane, it's lovely. Thank you so much as well, turning up. Yes. Dan, hopefully you come back next week if you've decorated that room.
Oh,
Is this your studio room, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but I just want it to. It's been planned for so long, but I'm just going to get it done now.
Get it done. The box is there. You know what? You know what's scary as well, mind you, when you dismantle your mics and that.
I know.
It's a weird thing because it just plugs, and you just think.
I was gonna do it on the weekend, and I thought I don't want to.
No,
because my desk is generally like Dr. Robotnik sort of thing. There's arms everywhere of mics and cameras and lights and stuff. So, yeah, but yeah, it should be done.
So where can we, because we might not see you next week, it might be, I don't know where this plugs in. Where can we see you now?
Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Grew up. That's what it. Grew up. Yeah. Yes. Well, listen, everyone. Be huge. Thank you. It's always, you know what I mean. Always a pleasure. Like I said, Audrey, never a chore. Until next time, look after yourselves, everyone. Take good care.
Bye.
Bye.